Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the latest movie in the Sony Marvel Universe movies of Sony Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man, and this one is Madame Web. So, in this movie we follow Cassandra Webb, who is a New York City paramedic who starts to show signs of clairvoyance, and forced to confront revelations about her past, she must protect 3 young women from a mysterious adversary who wants them dead. So this movie is, it's something. It's a movie, that's for sure. This movie, over the last few weeks, has been going around. There's been tons and tons of people talking about, like, how this is the worst thing that Marvel has ever made. And, I will say that it is definitely not a good movie and everything, but say it's the worst movie Marvel's ever made is kind of an overstatement. I definitely would not say it's that bad, but it is definitely not very good either. You got a pretty strong cast here with Dakota Johnson as playing Cassandra Webb and everything, and I think she does the best that she can with what she has to work with. And everything. This is definitely not the movie she signed on for. She said that in interviews before, that this movie did not turn out to be the movie she signed on for. She was kind of tricked into thinking it was an MCU movie and all that, and thinking that it was going to be a much bigger thing than it was and everything, but it definitely was not what she was expecting it to be. But I think she tries the best that she can, but at the same time she also kind of has that I don't give a crap attitude and stuff, which that's one of the reasons I love Dakota Johnson, and she's one of those actresses that everything that I see her in, I always like her. I think she just has a really likable screen presence. She's a really likable person and likable actress and stuff, so even though this movie isn't very good, I could handle watching it just because of her and everything, and part of it is I also have a crush on her too, so that might play a little bit into it, but I would much rather watch other good movies with Dakota Johnson than this one. And then the supporting cast, you got Sydney Sweeney, Isabella Merced, and Celeste O'Connor as Julia Cornwall, Anya Corazon, and Maddie Franklin, who all are supposed to become Spider-Women later on down the line, but this movie they're just regular teenagers who haven't even got their powers yet, and she's kind of protecting them from this guy named Ezekiel Sims, who is after them and stuff because he wants to kill them, because he's had dreams of the future versions of them killing him and stuff. And he's an okay villain. I will say that his acting is Tahar Rahim, who plays him, his acting is really over the top and everything. He's like really over dramatic. Every single line of dialogue he is given is just really poorly written and over dramatic, and every single time that dude talked, I was about to die laughing in the movie theater. My nephew was with me and stuff, and every time I would start laughing, he would laugh too and everything. I don't think he knew what I was laughing at, but he would just laugh because I was laughing. But his dialogue is just so laughably terrible and everything. It is like horrible and everything. It was like Star Wars prequels level bad. This dude would have fit perfect in one of the prequel movies and everything. His acting and stuff, it kind of reminded me of the guy that played Anakin, because his acting is so bad. Hayden Christensen, except I think Hayden Christensen is even a better actor. This guy didn't have anything to work with though, so I mean it's not really fair to judge him on this movie. And then you got Uncle Ben is in this movie, played by Adam Scott, or as I like to call him, Derek from Step Brothers. He's in here, and he is just completely misused. He doesn't do anything wrong. He's not bad in the movie. He's actually not even bad in the role, but he just doesn't do anything. They don't give him anything to do. and everything, and I just felt like they could have done so much more with him and everything. And then his wife Mary, or his sister Mary, I'm sorry, we know his wife is May, and everything, but he's not married to Aunt May in this movie yet. He's just starting to date her and stuff and everything, but they don't even mention May. They won't like say her name and everything. Every time they almost get close to referencing Spider-Man or anything, they shy away from saying Peter's name or Spider-Man or anything like that. It's really weird, and everything. That's one of the reasons a lot of people are turned off by this movie. And then you got Mary Parker, who has a really small role. She's played by Emma Roberts, who is one of my favorite actresses. Completely underused, completely wasted in this movie. She added nothing to it. You could have taken her out of the movie and it would have added nothing at all to the story and everything. Really, her and Ben didn't necessarily even need to be in the movie. Ben, it made more sense. He was a paramedic that works with Cassandra and stuff, so at least he kind of had more of a plot and everything. But Mary, there was no reason for her to be in this movie. They just had her in there to have a little bit of a Spider reference and everything. And I will say that there was some moments that could have been cool. Like, this movie could have been a lot of fun, but there's not even really any action. And the final fight scene with Ezekiel and her is just so terribly written and not fun at all. There's nothing exciting at all whatsoever in this movie. There is no fun action moments, no intense moments and stuff. There's a couple of chase sequences, but nothing that we didn't see in the trailers and everything to make it exciting and stuff. In the Spider-Women, we only see glimpses of them of what they're going to look like in the future, but they don't show them become the Spider-Women or any of that stuff and everything. And it was like they just casted these women and stuff, especially Sydney Sweeney, who I think Hollywood is really trying to make her a star right now and stuff. It's really hard to say whether she'll be able to make it good or not. I know everybody and their dog is making a big deal like she's the best actress in the entire world and everything. I think it's more because of her looks, though, because all I ever really hear people talk about is just how beautiful she is and stuff. And she was really good in the movie Anyone But You, which is the only thing I've really seen her in, so I'm not going to judge her too much, but on her acting and stuff, I thought she was good in that movie. Yeah, I didn't think she was very good in this movie, but she had nothing to work with, so I'm going to give her a pass on this one and everything. But I'm not fully on the Sydney Sweeney train yet. Maybe it's also because I just haven't seen enough of her stuff yet. Everything. I haven't seen Euphoria, which is the thing that most people give her credit for. But yeah, this movie, it had potential and stuff. Like, when I first heard they were doing a Madam Web movie and they were gonna have the Spider-Women in it and stuff, I was like, this could be interesting and stuff. But I also was like, I don't trust Sony. I've hated almost everything that the Sony Universe movies have been and everything. I liked the first Venom. I thought that one was okay. I wouldn't even say it was great, but it was okay and everything. But that being said, I haven't really liked anything since that one and everything. I think Venom Let There Be Cringe was god awful. I hated Morbius. I think Morbius is definitely one of the worst Marvel movies ever made, and this one is definitely better than those last two movies. Like, it is definitely way better than Venom Let There Be Cringe and Morbius, like miles better and everything. Everybody's saying that this is the worst one yet. I definitely would not agree on that. Like, it's at least there were a few little references to Spider-Man. At least they kind of acknowledge that Peter Parker exists, even though he's not born yet and everything. But I think there is a lot in this movie that could have worked and everything. But I don't think this movie was very good and everything. I honestly think, also didn't really understand why they didn't cast somebody older to play Madam Web and stuff. Like, they could have easily had Jamie Lee Curtis, who would have been absolutely perfect as Madam Web and everything. Like they could have done some really interesting stuff with this movie and character and stuff, but they just don't really do it and everything. It feels like a really bad child of Final Destination and Terminator and everything. Like, and not even the good Terminator. I'd have to go with, like, whatever the worst Terminator is, Salvation, or, well, no, not Salvation. I'd probably say Dark Fate is the worst Terminator movie. But anyway, yeah, this stuff. This movie is just horrible. Or terrible. I don't know if I'd even say that, but it's not good. I definitely would say that I do understand a lot of the reasons why people don't like it. I just didn't really like it. I didn't think it was entertaining. I didn't think it was near as good as it could have been. And the stuff that I did find kind of fun in the movie and stuff, it was more because it was so bad, like the dialogue being so bad and everything. The chase sequences were kind of fun and everything, but they even have a scene when the girls are dancing to Toxic by Britney Spears, and they can't even get that right. Like the way they're dancing on the tables and stuff and acting and stuff, you could tell that none of them didn't even really know who Britney Spears even was and everything. Like, it just, I don't know, it just didn't work. And this movie just was not very, very great and everything. So I'm gonna say I'll give this movie I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10, mainly because of Dakota Johnson, just because I have a huge crush on her, and I respect her for trying as hard as she could with what she had to work with, and I also respect that she has gave no fucks about this movie, about like how letting people know that this is a bad movie. So I will say I like that, at least about her. At least she's taken it pretty good with how bad this movie turned out and everything. She's been a pretty good sport about it and everything, even though she fired her team, which I totally would have too, for tricking her into doing this movie. But yeah, Dakota Johnson is really the only thing about this movie that made me think it was watchable. But I would also just say there are tons of other movies that she's in that are way better than this that I would recommend and everything. In fact, I might review another one of her movies sometime just to recommend that one to y'all instead of seeing this movie. But yeah, this is definitely not the worst Marvel movie I've seen. There are definitely worse. Like, personally, I feel like even The Amazing Spider-Man is worse than this movie. But that's gonna be a really controversial hot take, I know. But there are way worse ones than this one. But I definitely do not think this is a good movie and everything. It's not Morbius bad. It's not Venom Let There Be Cringe bad, or The Amazing Spider-Man bad, or I'd say there are definitely way worse ones than this one, but I definitely would say that this is not one of their best either. It's definitely, if I were to rank every movie Marvel made, this would definitely be towards the bottom, but it's not, I don't even know if it'd be in the bottom 10, to be honest with you, but it'd probably be at least in the bottom 15 or 20. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Madame Web and everything, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.